Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have returned from their unofficial royal tour of Nigeria, but they landed back in California to face a whole new controversy over their Archewell charitable organisation. Riley Sullivan is a reporter here at skynews.com.au and he's always across the latest headlines from the royal family. Riley, great to be with you once again. This week there was a media frenzy when the state of California declared that the Sussex's charity Archewell was delinquent. What's your information on the Archewell saga?
Right, well, this was quite concerning, I guess, for Harry and Meghan. They came back from Nigeria and, as you said, they landed into a bit of a firestorm. All these reports about Archewell, the charitable arm of Archewell, being delinquent. It turns out it was a pretty minor thing. Basically, there's registration fees that charities have to lodge in the state of California every year, and one of the checks, I think, got lost in the mail, something like that. So allegedly it's now been rectified and Archewell is once again up and running. But yeah, it kind of it doesn't lend much confidence to Archewell. You know, there's always been rumours that basically Harry and Meghan don't devote as much time to charity as they'd like us to think, and this kind of does sort of hint that maybe it's not a top priority for them. Getting
lost in the mail, you know, it seems like a bit of an excuse, but hey, that is what is being claimed. Look, Harry and Meghan have just returned from their 3-day unofficial tour of Nigeria. What's been the reaction of the trip, and has the visit revived global interest in Harry and Meghan?
Right, well, the trip, I must say, it basically went off without a hitch. I mean, it was 3 days of activities. Harry and Meghan, we saw them out in the field, meeting people, going to events, cultural events, but also military events. You know, they were really doing the royal tour. I mean, it wasn't a royal tour, obviously. It was unofficial. They were there on their own backs, but it was a success, I think. And I think it really goes to show what they could have achieved if they'd stayed in the monarchy. You know, they're really project an image of, you know, I mean, they're at their best, aren't they? They're out in the field. They're out on a royal tour. But it's a tough one, because I think, you know, there will probably be people in the UK looking at this and thinking, God, you know, if only they'd been able to work it out with the monarchy 4 years ago. This is a taste of what could have been if Harry and Meghan had stayed in the monarchy.
Yeah, and of course, I think they have been criticised for acting like it's a royal tour, even though it's not really a royal tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, you know, it is their strength. I mean, you know, there's a lot of negative press about Harry and Meghan and all of their different ventures, whether it's Netflix or book deals. But when people actually see them, you know, travelling the world, looking official, I mean, they inspire people, they do. And I think even though it was an unofficial royal tour, I mean, I do think it's probably been a rare success for them in terms of public relations.
Okay, let's talk about the King, because this week King Charles made a candid admission about losing his sense of taste amid his cancer battle during a major public engagement with Prince William. Riley, why did the King decide to open up about his treatment right now?
Yeah, so, you know, Charles was at an event earlier this week with Prince William. It was for the Air Army Guards. And he spoke with a general. He was, the media was obviously there. It was a big public event. And he was speaking to a general who's also battled cancer. And the two men were having a conversation. And Charles revealed that he had lost his sense of taste during his cancer treatment. And it was a really rare moment of Charles opening up about his illness. He hasn't revealed, you know, any details really, and that's completely fair. Obviously, it's his private health. But it was a somber moment, I think, because it goes to show that even though King Charles puts on this really brave public face and he's really endeavouring to return to royal duties, you know, the reality of cancer treatment is really harsh and it's painful, and there are sad side effects. And I think it really just humanises the King even more.
Absolutely. I think people really appreciate hearing from him and what he has to say about what he's going through. Riley Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.